This woman, Yuriana Calderon, 41 years old from Los Angeles, was kidnapped by masked ICE agents who took her down to the border without advising her family where she was going and was held 5 days, mistreated, and, quote, punished until she relented to sign her deportation paperwork to be deported. At least that's what she said happened. Back on June 30th, her daughter and the rest of her family held a press conference asking for the public's help to find her mother. She even announced the setup of a GoFundMe page in order to raise $4,500 to aid in the investigation. When DHS officials began to look into the matter, researching where she was located, what detention center she may have been, or ICE facility she may have been, they couldn't find a thing. The reason is she wasn't being held by ICE. When DHS officials couldn't determine Calderon's whereabouts, they began a further investigation. In their investigation, they were able to track Calderon down. She was found in Bakersfield, California, which is a few hundred miles north of Los Angeles. Calderon's family, specifically her daughter, had received this photograph, this mugshot of her mother being held by ICE. You can see that she's disheveled. She looks like she's been mistreated. She's dirty. But this mugshot turned out to be their first clue. You see, I can't think of a single agency, maybe some of you can, I can't, where when someone's being booked, they take their mugshot and they're allowed to wear a necklace in that photograph. It just doesn't happen. This is an expanded picture of that mugshot, which you can see here. And as you can see, she is not in a prison. But I'll tell you this much. I think personally, I'd rather be in a jail cell than be in that messy household. I mean, the slippers. Holy moly. So authorities began searching for more clues. And what they did is they went back to the original location where she had been supposedly kidnapped at a Jack in the Box in downtown Los Angeles. They found video surveillance of the surrounding businesses where Calderon is seen walking out of the Jack in the Box down the street and into her vehicle, to a sedan. She drove off with no problems, no signs of kidnapping. Now, here's the next clue that I think tipped off the DHS agents. You see, Calderon said that they were pressuring her, forcing her to sign her deportation paperwork, agreeing to deportation. And that's not the way it works. An alien does not have to sign an order of deportation in order to be removed. The person who signs an order of removal is either an immigration judge or an immigration officer. The immigrant doesn't have to sign anything. They're not required to. We don't need their permission to deport them. That's like saying a United States citizen goes and robs a bank, and that person can't be sent to prison by the judge until that person signs off on the okay to be sent to prison. That's not how it works. Now, why did Calderon and her family set up this phony kidnapping? For what purpose? Well, there's a few things. Number one, yes, possibly the money, $4,500 in GoFundMe. I mean, I guess that goes a long way. Once she achieved that amount, she apparently asked for even more. But namely, and more importantly, I truly believe that this was meant to push forward a political agenda. People don't need to stage these phony kidnappings in order to bring awareness to the community. It's legitimate on its own merits. But in this case, I truly believe that they think that their cause for protest simply wasn't being heard well enough. And so they had to stage something dramatic like this. I mean, this has Jussie Smollett written all over it. These stunts minimize and undermine the hardship of family of immigrants are actually facing. And now Calderon and her family are facing serious federal charges, including conspiracy and making false statements to the police. She is now detained in actual removal proceeding. Truly a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you tell me, did Calderon and other people like her really have to go to these links in order to drive their point home? Or is more awareness really necessary?
Welcome back to Find a Dot. Today we are looking at the unusual story of Yuriana Calderon, who staged her own kidnapping, claiming it was carried out by ICE. This case quickly sparked attention, raising questions about fear, misinformation, and the real struggle faced by immigrants. Let's unpack what this means for community and for those navigating life without full documentation.
Have y'all heard the story about Yuriana Calderon?
Immigration rights activists and family of Julie Calderon rallied in South LA Monday after they say the mom of three was abducted by masked men in unmarked vehicles.
Mother of three kidnapped, disappeared by ICE officials. No warrant, masked men.
Calderon told family members that she was going to her janitorial job last Wednesday night when she was followed by two vehicles along Alameda. Feeling unsafe, she pulled into this parking lot.
She stepped into the parking lot. Folks got off of those trucks, armed, with masks, and they took her.
Well, the federal government saying she faked it after she was found in Bakersfield.
Criminal charges against a South LA woman saying she staged a fake immigration kidnapping.
Yuriana is now being charged with creating a hoax.
Calderon is facing charges of conspiracy and making false statements to federal officers.
Apparently did all this just to get donations.
Kidnapped by ICE? An illegal immigrant claimed that she had been kidnapped by immigration officials. However, this was proven to be absolutely false. The woman even used her own daughter to create a GoFundMe page to collect funds. She made money off of empathy and solidarity. But what she actually did, and what is so wrong about the situation, aside from the fact that it goes against truth, is that so many people are suffering and really need justice. So many people are victims of human trafficking. And instead of assigning resources to their cases, to bringing justice to innocent victims, the justice system is wasting time and resources on false cases such as this. So where is real empathy and solidarity? With real victims or with fake victims? If you want to know more, read our article in our bio.
One of my followers sent this to me, and thank you for bringing this to my attention. His name is Robert. Now, here's the headline. Mexican national charged in a federal criminal complaint staging fake immigration kidnapping. She is accusing ICE agents of kidnapping her. Not only that, she made a whole GoFundMe page. Listen in.
Now, a migrant in California is charged with staging a fake kidnapping and blaming federal agents or people working with them. Correspondent Matt Finn reporting live on this from LA. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Martha. This woman is here illegally, a Mexican national. She goes by Julie Calderon, and the feds say she's being charged with lying to police and conspiracy for this elaborate hoax that they believe was meant to incite even more tension and also possibly make some money. Federal investigators say a key piece of evidence, photos. Calderon and her co-conspirators had pictures ready, staged to make it look like she was in custody with a dirty face, even removing her shoelaces. But the feds say there's at least one glaring error, because she would have been asked to take off the necklace in an official federal photo.
Wow.
The U.S. government says surveillance video helped them crack the case. The feds say this woman lied about being kidnapped by federal agents at a Jack in the Box here in L.A., taken to San Ysidro to the south, and asked to self-deport, but she refused, so she was held in a warehouse. But the feds say they caught her roaming free in the Bakersfield area, hundreds of miles north. This scheme went to extremes: a filed police report, a GoFundMe, even a press conference announcing her disappearance.
So in this very parking lot a week ago, ununiformed men in unmarked cars kidnapped Julie. And with her courage and her strength, even though we don't know where Julie is, and we don't know when we will find her, Julie has managed to make 2 phone calls to the family.
Wow.
Since she's been kidnapped.
Impressive.
The Department of Justice says Calderon was indeed using her iPhone during her alleged disappearance, which helped them locate her. She a maximum of 10 years if convicted. The U.S. attorney here in L.A. says, quote, dangerous rhetoric that ICE agents are kidnapping illegal migrants is being recklessly peddled by politicians and echoed in the media to inflame the public and discredit our courageous federal agents.
This just goes to show that they are willing to play the victim card no matter what the cost.
As we close, this story of Yuriana staging her own kidnap is a reminder of how fear and uncertainty can push people into making choices that bring even more harm. While the case itself may feel extreme, it shines a light on something very real. Many immigrants live without complete documentation, carrying heavy burden of worry and mistrust. To our immigrant viewers who may be in similar situation, the first piece of advice is this: avoid panic driven decision. Acting out of fear can make matters worse, legally and personally. Instead, look for local immigrant support group, advocate organization, and a legal aid clinic that can provide trust, guidance. These resources exist in many communities and are often free or at low cost. Secondly, stay informed. Rumors, misinformation can spread quickly, especially online. If you don't have documents, it's important to know your rights, understand what local enforcement can and cannot do, and learn safe ways to access healthcare, education, work support without unnecessary risk. Third, focus on building networks of trust. Isolation makes fear grow. Surround yourself with community, churches, cultural group, and even online community that focus on immigrant rights can be a value source for both information and encouragement. Finally, remember that truth matter. Staging false claim like this case is not only hurt your personal credibility but also undermines the real struggles of others who face genuine threats. Your story deserves to be heard in an honest way. At Find a Dot, we encourage compassion, understanding, practice solutions for those caught in different circumstances. Credit goes to the original creator and the stitches of the video that brought this story into spotlight, allowing us to reflect on this deep issue together. Stay safe, stay informed, keep your head up. You are not alone in this journey.